Hello and welcome. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, I am allergic to the world today. It's been fun. It's been swell, some might say, because my allergic reactions have been making me a little bit puffy, a little bit of a pufferfish. I don't know what noise pufferfish make. That's my pufferfish impersonation. I don't know. I'm tired. How is it not Friday? How did the weekend already finish? I don't know. It's not fair. Man, all I need is like another 100,000 people to watch my stream and then I can retire. How was everybody's Monday? What is this? What are you doing? It's 9 PM. It's time for your daily bullying. You love it, Delta. That's why you come here. Oh, it's a pufferfish. Jump scare. Oh, it's gonna eat a carrot. How do I turn it down? It's too loud. But he looks normal when his cheeks aren't puffed. I want his cheeks to be puffed. No work today. Your office had a bad paint smell, so you couldn't go to work. Do you know how many people poo their pants at my work? And do you know how many people like smell like actual shit that come into my work? When you're a social worker, you just have to try and not vomit when people smell like poo. Yeah, no, it's true. We have to have hand sanitizer with us all the time because we're always like coming into contact with like, you know, a lot of people that have mental illness and stuff like that. Like they don't clean their houses and so they might be hoarders. Some people even have like decomposing rats and stuff in their house. Yeah, like I have to go into houses like that all the time. And like some people obviously through no fault of their own, like they don't have like access to like amenities that they can like use to bathe themselves and stuff like that. So they like they might like just have like crusty clothes that haven't been washed in forever and everything. And like maybe they haven't been able to brush their teeth in a while and you just have to sit there and smell it and you know, try and not like, I don't know, like if I was in that situation and somebody acted like they were disgusted, I would feel so bad. So I always think about that. Always try and like not have like a physical reaction, even if it makes me feel a little bit sick. Hello, John. Good to see you. But yeah. So yeah, social workers definitely aren't staying home because of a paint smell. We don't even get to go home with decomposing animal and poo-poo smell. Poo-poo wee-wee smell. I went in, or you're going to houses that just, you know, like compost heap. Some houses smell like a compost heap. They said you could go home from work because people were getting headaches. Yeah. Paint fumes do give you headaches. That is true. I mean, some of the smells that I smell, I literally have vomited at work more times than I have counted because of smells. Always try and wait until I'm away from clients to like vomit. But it's do you get to wear PPE on visits? Well, a lot of the time we don't know what we're walking into because a lot of the time we're getting asked to like do a home study. So maybe there's like some worries about like neglect of children and stuff like that. So we don't necessarily know how bad the home is until we visit it. But yeah, I do wear like face masks and stuff. And like I said, we do have hand sanitizer and things like that. But yeah, it's a journey. I don't know what to say. Look, like some people are having a hard time out there. Like I grew up in a very messy house because my mum's a psycho and she's also lazy and she's a hoarder and whatever. Like, I used to get bullied at school about it a lot as well. Like, I remember whenever, like, in high school, I remember the popular girls, like, started becoming friends with me when I was, like, in year 7. And then a few of them came to my house after school. And then the next day, they'd, like, made up all these stories about my house and everything. And then everyone started saying that I smell and I don't have showers. And then everyone started throwing their lunch at me. And one time in summer, they threw yogurt in my hair. And because it was, like, 42 degrees, because this is, like, the Blue Mountains. So it's, like, gets some of the hottest temperatures because it's right near Penrith. It gets like up into well into the 40s. The like yogurt curdled in my hair. And then I actually did smell because I had yogurt in my hair. Anyway, but my point is, like, I do have a lot of sympathy for people that especially kids that have to live in that type of environment because yeah. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm a psycho about personal hygiene, and all my life I have been. Like, I never miss a day of bathing. I brush my teeth twice a day. I floss. I use mouthwash. I'm like, always have deodorant in my bag. Like, but people just want to be assholes. So I don't know. Anyway, that's not even in my top 500 traumas in my life, so I guess we're fine. Well, let's have a look at this puffer fish. He better puff up. If he doesn't puff up, I want my money back, Hyperbovian. Puffer fish, puffer fish. Oh, he puffed up, he puffed up, he puffed up. Look at him, look at him, look at him. He puffed up. Well, they need to feed him his carrot, Delta. They're going to feed him a cat. Plus, if this is in Japan, they're probably going to eat him because isn't that what they make fugu out of? Isn't that like the thing of the Simpsons that Homer ate, but it wasn't cut properly, so they thought he was going to die. But it turned out it was cut properly, so he didn't die. Isn't that, but it's a real thing in Japan. Apparently it doesn't, apparently it tastes like nothing. Oh my god, listen to the noise he makes. Oh, I want one. But then I can't cuddle it because it needs to live in the water. And I can't live in the water because I can't swim. And I also don't have gills. So it tastes nothing like salmon. No, apparently it doesn't taste like anything. And it has a very like chewy texture. So I'm not really sure why people eat it. Other than like the fact that I guess it's kind of cool that you're eating a puffer fish. I don't know. Aww. Sweet baby. He can't breathe. Put him back in the water. Imagine if a fish was just holding you underwater and feeding you a sea cucumber. Put him back in his tank. What about his dignity? Oh my god, those noises are so fucking cute though. Holy shit, I want a puffer fish. I want a puffer fish. Oh, he's got a knife. He's gonna hurt the puffer fish, isn't he? Yeah, I don't think puffer fish is getting put in the tank. This video is over. This video is over. As soon as I saw the knife, I was like, oh, he's getting fugued. He is getting fucking fugued. Rest in peace, Pufferfish. We love you. Why are they feeding him carrot? I don't know. I don't know. It was sad. It made me sad. Hyperbovian, why did you make me sad? I thought they were just gonna feed him a carrot and put him back in his house. But they're making sushimi out of him. Why did they feed him the carrot? Was that his last meal? Oh no, maybe he was on Pufferfish death row and he said, I just want to eat a carrot before you fugu me. You had an algae suckerfish in your tank when you were a kid? Ooh, that sounds cool. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. Time for the spelling bee, I guess. How many words can I make with 7 letters? I don't know, probably like 3 or 4. I'm not that smart. Let's try. We have the letter U, we have the letter P, we have the letter L, we have the letter H, we have the letter G, the letter M, and we have to use the letter A. Help. This is what I do when I see Delta. I say, help. Help me. I'm just kidding, Delta. Or am I? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Not even us, probably. Ooh, make America great again. I'm just joking. Oh, we can have plague. Oh no, there's no E. Oh, I got so excited. I watched a video today about how they genetically tested where the Black Plague came from. Yeah. It started in Kyrgyzstan. Mug. We can't have mug because it doesn't have an A in it, and it has to be at least 4. It has to be at least 4 letters, otherwise it says it's too short. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Mapo tofu. Can't make the word, but would like to eat. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I don't even like tofu. Ooh, palm. Good job. Laugh. Kyrgyzstan, yeah, they found like the master strain or the ancestral strain of the black plague in like a small Christian settlement in Kyrgyzstan. And yeah, it spread to the rest of the world and mutated from there. Interesting. I said, ooh, that's so interesting. Gallop went the little green frog one day. Gallop went the little green frog. Gallop. Is Play School still on TV? Play School's so fucking good. Cases pop up now and again. Yeah, but we've got genetic immunity to it now. We've got immunity because we've been living it with for so long. That's why what do you call them? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, isolated people. Like there's, you know, people in PNG, like there's tribes in PNG that have never come into contact with other humans, like other people. There's outside of like, you know, their tribes and stuff. That's why if like they come into contact with them and they get the flu or cold, they don't have any like genetic resistance to it. Whereas like we've been dealing with those things for millennia. Our bodies can fight it off, but theirs can't, and they'll die. Apothecary in Another World is a great manga. You just realize you haven't read it in like 6 months. I used to watch that. Mapu tofu. Laggy like my internet. Glamp? I mean, yeah, I guess. Not a word. Puma? Ooh. Oh, Puma, as they say in America. Puma. Can't wait for the NBN upgrade. Do you not have NBN where you are, Delta? Where do you live? Out in Mongolia? What is happening? What is happening where you live, Delta? Even my parents have NBN, and they're like 2 hours from Sydney, and they still have it. And they don't even know how to use the internet. My dad, you trying to use the internet is the cutest thing. If his email signs itself out, he rings me and he's all stressed out. He's like, my email's broken. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I have to like access his computer remotely and like sign in again. It's a whole thing. And my brothers won't help him. They won't help him do anything because they're really mean. Defile? Defile who I defile, eat who I eat. Simpsons reference? I don't know that episode, and I've seen like every... At least your dad knows email. Yeah, but it took me like a year to teach him how to email people. Yeah, he's not great. He's not great. I have to recover it for him all the time. Like, I made my email and my phone number the recoveries for it, because otherwise it's just... it's so hard. Helping older people with technology is awful. Yeah, it's so hard. You do have NBN fiber, but they're doing a free speed upgrade. Ooh. Your dad just watches car and farming YouTube videos. Sounds like my dad, to be honest. My dad watches stuff like that. He likes like a lot of the history stuff, and like he likes a lot of like stuff about wars. He's super into like military history, stuff about guns, stuff about farming, stuff about, I don't know, just blokey stuff, you know, just probably some fishing and some hunting stuff. TPG SMS you today. You're getting 1,000. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What is oh, Delta loves that he can send links now. Now that he's got his little sword out.
Excellent. Hello, Lisa. I'm Genghis Khan. You go
Genghis Khan.
Defile what I defile.
Oh, I do know this. I do know this. I do know that one. I just forgot. I just forgot it. That's all. My cat bit me today because I didn't give her a cuddle fast enough, and she got mad at me and she bit me. You're old now because you watch fishing videos. Do you watch Willem Powerfish? If you watch Willem Powerfish, then you're not. Then you're not old. No more links for you today. You can send links. You can send links. Oh yeah, we were doing this spelling bee. I can't stay on track. Maple? Oh no, we can't have maple either. Mag. You have not heard of Willem Powerfish? He's like this guy that gets around. I think he's in Queensland, and he gets around like, I don't know. He's got all these things about like bumming other dudes in the mangroves, and he wears like this like purple bodysuit, and he's always going around saying like, oh, you're not a bloke till you've had a bloke, and his whole thing is like putting things in people's flatty holes and catching 5-foot flatties, and like, I don't know, let's find it. Yeah, you have to watch it. Let's see some classics. He plays like pranks on people too.
Hey going, you dogs, it's the Powerfish here. I'm in need of a new fucking vessel, right? So I'm on the old gummy tree, and I think I've found the vessel just for me. I can fit a few blokes in. It looks fast to get to the bus stops. It just looks like a good fucking time. Here, have a look at the dog. Have a look. Let's give the fucking dog a ring, eh? Let's ring him up. Let's fucking ring him.
He just basically like plays gang chicken with a bunch of like super hetero guys. And the funny thing is, most of the guys that he like acts all gay around, they don't even care. They just are like, okay, mate, don't swing that way. Because you would expect all like the fishy guys to be heaps homophobic, but they're not. But it's kind of endearing in a way. I don't know. But yeah.
Here we go, let's call the dog, eh?
Hello, George speaking.
Hello?
Yes, it's George here.
Yeah, you going, mate? Just ringing up about your boat you're selling on Gummy here, mate.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that dog still available, or?
Yes, the boat is still available.
Yeah, well, whereabouts are you where are you located, mate?
I'm in the Tweed River area. Yourself?
Yeah, Tweed.
Okay. Well, I'll be showing another person the boat down at
Mangroves and Mardi Crabs. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's kind of funny. I do enjoy these videos. They're very stupid. And he just like fucks with people a lot. He like, I don't know. He just fucks with people a lot. It's kind of funny. But yeah, that's Willem Powerfish. I thought he was famous. Maybe I just watch him because I'm weird. I just enjoy it. Gag. Paypool. Ooh, that's a good one. Delta, you don't get to call anyone weird, you weirdo. How dare you? Alp. Alp, alp. Alp. Alpha. Ooh, alpha, just like me. I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. Uppage. No, that's not a word. Why does everyone think I'm weird? I'm normal. It's you guys just don't realize how normal I am because you're weird that I seem weird by being so normal. I'm so normal that it's so unusual how normal I am. How dare you? How dare all of you? Gamma. Ooh. Beta. Oh, we did it. We finally did it. Go us. Connections. Play. Play. All right. We have 16 words. There are 4 categories. We don't know what they are, so we have to group together 4 words and guess. And if we're correct, it'll tell us what the category is. So we have to find a connection between the words, hence the name of the game. We got fish, hike, hunt, jack, bull, peel, archer, tail, crank, walk, nap, bunk, baloney, raise, rubbish, and powers. The YouTube algorithm is very good at knowing what we want. Anything with less than 1,000 views is basically personalized content. Yeah, that's true. Bunk, nap. Baloney, rubbish, crank, and bull. Oh yeah, like all like bullshit. That means bullshit, right? Baloney. Crank, bull, and rubbish. One away. One of them was wrong. I mean, is it crank? Yeah, because I didn't know crank was one of those words. There we go. Nonsense. Hike, walk. Nah. Speaking of fishing, we got the hunt. Fish, hunt, hike, and walk. All outdoor activities? I don't know. I got nothing. Tail? I don't know. I'm going to think about that a bit more, I think. Peel. Tail, hunt. My cat is so psycho today. Widow tail at the peel? What? What are you saying? You're confusing my small brain. What? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying what? I was reading what Hyperbovian said. He said, bit o tail at the peel. And I said, what? And then you said, what? And then everyone said, what? What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Meow, 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 meow. The Peel is a gay bar in Fitzroy. Ooh. Oh, I get your comment now. I have been to 0 gay bars in Melbourne. I have been to a lot in Sydney though. I've been to a lot in Sydney, I will admit. Would the New York Times know about Fitzroy gay bars? No, they wouldn't know anything about anything outside of America. They're very, very insular people. They probably don't even know about much stuff outside of New York. Just making assumptions about the people that work at the New York Times. What are you going to do? Come to Melbourne and fight me. Let's see what happens. They're too self-centered to care. Yeah. That would be my guess. Have you been to the Peel Hyperborean? Was it fun? Was it a good time? Archer might be a surname. Power twos. Ooh. And Hunt might be a surname. What else could be a surname? They could all be surnames. Oh, well, we might be onto something. Does anyone know about any Americans? You used to live in a hostel on Peel Street. You poured drinks there for 6 months. Ooh. Did you have to live with backpackers? Were they British? Oh, just imagining you having to live with a bunch of British backpackers. Did the gay bars have a fire exit? I would hope so. What? Meow, 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 meow. Simpsons reference? What are these Simpsons references that I don't know? Are they new Simpsons episodes? Am I okay? Did I forget all the Simpsons references? Do I need to rewatch The Simpsons? Because I don't have time for that. Homer in the Lesbian Club. Homer in the Lesbian Club. I remember the gay steel meal. When Bart's like, why did you take me to a gay steel meal? Yay. Oh wait, I do remember it. I do remember the lesbian. Jack Peel Archer Powers names. Alright. Jack Peel Powers Archer. One away. You have to be careful. Maybe Hunt instead of one of them? I don't know. I feel like Hunt's gonna be one of them. Don't give me that baloney, sir. I'm Judge Judy Shiland. The cases are real. The stories are real. My ruling is final. Sir, that's a lot of baloney. He lived with a guy from uni and he was trying to make it as a DJ and never paid his rent even though his dad was a barrister. Dude, his dad 100% gave him money for his rent if he's a barrister. He just wanted to rip you off. Oh, that's like the rich bitch I used to live with in Potts Point. Her parents used to give her money for rent and she would just spend it. You recently learnt that everyone can say oh no in Australia by saying the letters R and R. Registered nurse. Register? R and R. I don't get... That's... I would suggest to you that you need to train your ear to the Australian accent more. That's it's like people that don't speak Mandarin can't hear the tones properly. They can't hear the differences. Or like before I started learning Korean, I couldn't hear the differences because we don't say R. We don't pronounce R's at all. We don't pronounce R's at all anyway. Like we don't. Americans overemphasize their R's. We don't. We just completely ignore them. Never, ever. Where's the R? Where's the R? We don't pronounce them. Onori. Honore? I don't think I've ever said that in my entire life. Are we going to be able to finish this? It kind of seems a bit hard. Peel, Hunt, Powers, and Archer. Fictional spies. All right, that was a lucky guess because we didn't have much left. Fish. Boop. Austin Powers, Sterling Archer. I don't know the rest. If I say R and R to you as an Australian, what do you hear? I just hear the letters R and R. What is happening? Jack, crank, raise, tail, lifting a car. Ooh. One away. Did I do one wrong? You can also say razor blights to pronounce razor blades. Those two things sound completely different. I don't know. I think you've been listening to people that do fake Australian accents and thinking that's how Australian accents sound. Those two things don't sound yeah. And it's kind of low-key like classist and racist. Sorry, just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, I see like a lot of American actors and stuff like saying stuff like that. I think it was that fat lady, Melissa McCartney, I think her name is. She was like going on about razor blades and she was talking like this. She had a real like Oka accent and it's just offensive. It's just offensive. And if people do talk like that, it's because like they live very, very rural and it's incredibly classist. And if I, you know, don't have the best accent, it's because I'm also from a very blue collar working class background. So yeah, I'm gonna fight people. Leave my accent alone. It's delectable and delightful. Like a high cup of skirt. Ooh, okay. Raise. Jack up, crank up, raise up, jack up, crank up, high cup. Is that what we're going to go for, do you reckon? Let's try. Increase with up. Fish, tail, nap, and walk. Oh! Catfish, catnap. Okay, well, I don't know how we finished that, but we somehow managed. We somehow managed to come through. Is my accent really bogan? Is that what's going on? Because I don't think I say, oh no, oh no. I don't even know what they're hearing. Does anyone else know, like, do they think when we're saying nah, we're saying no? I don't understand. I'm so confused. Water. Why do you want me to say water? Now I'm thinking about how I say water and I'm not saying water naturally. Water. Can I have a glass of water? Excuse me, ma'am. Can I have a glass of water? Honestly, only hear fake Aussie accents on the Sky News bitches. Yeah. No, I feel like my accent is just like pretty standard. Because I've lived in quite a few places in Australia, so I figure mine's probably the average, right? Like it's not super bogan, it's a little bit woggy because I'm a wog and I like grew up in Western Sydney, so it's probably a little bit woggy. You're not trying to say anything classist. You were just saying a thing you heard online. Oh, I know you're not stuffies. I'm just saying, like, I think in general, a lot of people that make fun of the Australian accent don't realize that they're making fun of poor people. G'day, Panda. G'day, Skarks, RXW. I don't know. But, hello. No, you're right, Stuffies. I know you weren't being a dickhead. I'm just pointing out that I don't think a lot of people that make fun of, like, a particular Australian accent, like, because a lot of like the Australian actors and stuff that you hear, especially like Kate Blanchett and people like that, they have very like upper class Australian accents. And then the one that people seem to make fun of seems to be like the more working class accent. But yeah, Stuffies, it's fine. Like, there's no way you would know. So yeah, you're cool. You're cool. Don't worry about it. Not offended. Pardon me. You actually enjoy the accent? I think it's the best accent. I enjoy it. I like the Australian accent, and the Kiwi accent is second, and everyone else is like equal 1/1,000,000th. I don't really enjoy any other accents, to be honest. Doesn't really excite me. Oh, let's do some gossip. Put your hands up. I can't see you, but put a 1 in the chat if you think Taylor Swift's fans are completely nuts. Put a number 1 in the chat if you think Taylor Swift fans would probably skin you and turn you into a lamp. Those chicks are nuts. All right, let's look at some Taylor Swift gossip. A lamp? I don't know. You're a Kiwi and you've got our Aussie accent? Ooh, that sounds nice. All right. Taylor Swift's fans are trolling her ex, Maddie Healy's fiance, Gabriette, after they spotted this Instagram comment. So, when Taylor Swift, don't ask me how I know this, okay? I just know this from being in Girl World. I am not a Taylor Swift fan. I have taste in music. I find her and her, I think she behaves like a child. I think like her fans are completely nuts. I think the music is the most, like, the music is just like the most, like, it's just dross. I only know 2 of her songs, Delta. I only know the what's that song? It's a love story, something. I know that song. And then I heard another one when I was in the car, and I asked my friend what it was because I was disturbed. She said, what if I'm a, what did she say? She said something about babies being sexy and she's a monster on the hill. And I was like, is this song real? She was like, I don't know if she was saying that she finds babies sexy, or I don't know what the song was, but it was very disturbing to me, and I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Does anyone know the song I'm talking about? Sexy baby. I can't believe I'm typing this into Google. Sexy babies monster. Sexy baby monster on the hill reference. Okay, I didn't make it up. She said, the song says, sometimes I feel like everybody is a sexy baby. And I'm a monster on the hill. I was like, is this song real? Because I didn't know it was Taylor Swift, because I thought like she sang country music. But apparently she hasn't sung country music for like a really long time. Anyway, going back to her fans. So apparently she was dating this guy called like Joe Alwyn, like all through COVID, and they were together for like 6 years. And then she dumped him for like this other British band. I think his band's called like the 1975 or something. Anyway, this is his new fiance who's, sorry, but this chick is way hotter than Taylor Swift. Way hotter than Taylor Swift, just, you know. You like classic jazz music? Ooh. I like rock music and new wave music and dark wave music and shoegaze and that type of stuff, I guess. And so Taylor Swift broke up with like her long-term boyfriend for this guy. This guy kind of pumped and dumped by the sound of it, and then promptly got engaged to this girl. So, of course, Taylor Swift's fans are all like, you know how, like, they all read the lyrics and they, like, form lynch mobs? Like, if Taylor Swift writes, like, a song about her exes or something, she gives her fans, like, little clues. She never explicitly says to her fans, oh, this person did this and this and this to me, but she'll leave, like, a lot of clues, right? And because these women are so obsessed, and some of them are like teenagers, so it kind of, you know, their frontal lobes aren't developed. But there are a lot of Taylor Swift fans in like their 30s and 40s that also will just like do whatever Taylor Swift wants them to do. And it's like super scary. There was a rumor she uses 4chan. I wouldn't put it past her. She's so immature. She's like a 35-year-old teenage girl. She needs to grow the fuck up, honestly. But yeah, this is the Maddie Healy's fiance. Right, and Taylor Swift also just got engaged, apparently, to like Travis? I don't know, some like football player or something. I don't know. I don't watch American sports. But yeah, way, not to be mean, but like, is there any really competition? I think this girl's way prettier than Taylor Swift. Just my personal opinion. Not that that should matter, but you know. So these two were together. He pumped and dumped. So she threw away her 6-year or 7-year relationship or something for this like weird little British gnome guy who pumped and dumped and then got together with this lady. Anyway, so fast forward to current day. We fast forward to a current day. I can't speak English. And this comedian posts something on Instagram, I believe, about Taylor Swift has a new album coming out and we only know the titles of the song. And so she made some like parodies, and Gabriette, who is engaged to Taylor Swift's ex, said, oh, I really liked this song. I really want you to make a parody of this song. So Taylor Swift's fans have spent the last week tagging photos of this woman, telling her to kill herself. So they've got like, they're tagging things that say like KYS. They've like made all these like photo collages that say KYS. They've gone out of their way to like find candid photos of her when she's sneezing or whatever, and they're tagging her in them. And they're just like, yeah, they're basically like just bullying this woman for doing like absolutely nothing. And some of these women are in their 40s and 30s, or even if you're in your 20s. Why would you do this? For some weird little trust fund baby. Her parents are Merrill and Lynch executives. This is the type of like bourgeois princess we're talking about. Do you think she cares about you? Honestly, it's absolute insanity. Oh, and apparently, so Charlie XCX, I don't know, she's like a pop star who's also British. She's married to the drummer from the 1975. I think that's what the band's called. Am I getting the band's name right? I want to say the 1979 because of the Smashing Pumpkins song. I don't know them. Oh yeah, it says it here. So Charlie XCS is married to the drummer, and apparently she's got a reference to Taylor Swift in one of her songs. So it seems like these are just all, and apparently she went to like a £50,000 a year school in London as well. So all these girls are just little rich girls that never grew out of their that never grew out of like their mean girl high school phase. They're all trust fund babies. So I guess they've got a lot of time to just be mean to each other online. Anyway, I just find it so fascinating. And I'm so glad that I have like 5 female friends and I found like some, you know, women that are nice people that I am friends with. But yeah, this is why I stay away from it, because I am always the one that ends up getting bullied and I just can't deal with it because I don't want to drag myself down into the mud. So I just like let people bully me and then just cry and then just stop talking to people because I just can't do it. But this is how, like, why do women behave like this? It's absolutely insane. But if I was like a famous woman, and the thing is, like, Taylor Swift never tells her fans to stop. Like, if I were famous, or like even say if my Twitch career took off, right? Say if like, I know this probably, you know, wouldn't happen, but let's just say like overnight I started getting tens and thousands of views, and then like someone did something mean to me, or someone did something that could be perceived as being mean to me, right? And then I had like a bunch of weirdos on my behalf go out and like start bullying someone, calling them ugly, telling them to off themselves. Dude, I would say, like, I would tell people to cut it out. I would say that's so freaking unhinged. I would apologize to the person and be like, yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, but she doesn't do that. She never tells her fans to pull their fucking heads in. Like, it's, yeah, it is nuts. Adult women, guys, adult women. Ba. So wait, Swift is a rich kid? Yeah. Marilyn Lynch, you know, like it's pretty well known. It's not like, you know, Goldman Sachs, but I think it's still pretty up there. Taylor Swift, Meryl. How do you spell it? Meryl Lynch. Taylor Swift's father, Scott Swift, was a stockholder and financial advisor for Merrill Lynch, a wealth management firm, and funded the Swift Group under Merrill Lynch. Scott's career at Merrill Lynch played a significant role in the family's background in finance, influencing the family's move to Nashville to support Taylor's music career. He also invested $300,000 into the label that eventually signed Taylor Swift. So he had like a decent stake in it because he couldn't get anyone to sign Taylor. So he was like, hey, if I like give you a shitload of money, can you sign my daughter? Which ended up being pretty lucrative because now Taylor Swift's like worth billions of dollars. And her mum also worked for Merrill Lynch too, as like an investment banker or something. But yeah, he had his own investment group under the Merrill Lynch like banner. So that's not, you know, they were already an incredibly wealthy family. 300,000? Yeah, 300,000 American dollars. Let me look it up so I'm saying the right thing. How much did Taylor Swift's dad invest in her record label? Yes, Taylor Swift's father, Scott Swift, invested in her first record label, Big Machine Records. Yeah, but how much was it? Anyway, he owns 3% of the record company. Well, he did before they sold it, which he made $15 million. Wait, we can work it out, right? Hyperbovian. If he owned a 3% if he owned a 3% share that ended up being worth $15 million when they sold the company, can we work out how much the initial investment was? Or like, is that... No, we can't, can we? I don't know. I don't know. My brain doesn't work. So it was all a setup from the start. Well, she just really wanted to be a musician, and she's obviously a princess that's always gotten what she wants, and that's why she behaves like that. But I don't know, like, if somebody was bullying somebody else on my behalf, I would stop that shit so fucking fast. Like, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you feel awful if someone was being bullied because, yeah, I just don't know. But she obviously doesn't have an issue with it, right? Because her parents have always been, anything you want, Taylor. Here you go, Taylor. Yes, Taylor, you are a princess. Yes, you are going to be the most successful singer in the world. And, like, no offense, but her music is, it's not terrible, but it's also not good. It's also not good, you know. And she's not, like, charismatic or, like, yada yada yada. Like, there's no reason for her to be as famous as she is. Like, at least people like Michael Jackson and Prince and people like those people, like, you could understand why they were so famous. Like, she just doesn't. It's just so weird. It's all so freaking weird, and I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's bizarre. Anyway, what a crazy, crazy lady with a crazy, crazy fan base. Oh, I should be careful. Do you reckon the Swifties will come for me? They'll be like, there's an Australian cartoon lady on the internet being mean to Taylor. Let's rip off her cartoon head. Let's grab her bun head and throw it into, I don't know, throw it into the garbage. What are those things called that they have in the sink? Oh, Joey's here. Hey, Joey, I thought you were never coming back. Let's throw her head into the trash compactor. Is that what it's called? The things that Americans have in their sink that, like, have, I don't know, that chop stuff up? I don't know. I don't know what it's called. So that's a 500 million company at sale and a 10 million company when he invested. Assuming he didn't buy or sell a stake. Okay, so can we kind of ascertain, like, how much his initial investment would have been? Because I know I've read the figure somewhere, 300,000, but I can't seem to find it now. But Taylor Swift has a team that's, like, very good at scrubbing stuff from the internet. So it's really refreshing to hear a woman say that. Most people will trash you for talking honestly about her. Well, the thing is, I love women. I'm not a misogynist. But at the same time, because I'm not a misogynist, I hold women's behavior to the same standard that I hold a man's behavior to, right? Because women are rational creatures. We can behave ourselves. We're not, completely controlled by our emotions, like, the stereotypes say. And yeah, if a woman is engaging in disgusting behavior, I'll call it out the same way I will call it out if a guy's engaging in disgusting behavior, because I do believe men and women are equal. So why should women be able to get away with behavior like that? And look, like, I've been a teenage girl and I know how awful women can be, and I was bullied pretty badly for the first 3 years of high school, right? From year 7 to year 9, it was awful for me at high school, right? It was absolutely awful to me. Like, I have never experienced depression that bad in my life. But I will say this, every single girl, except for one, that bullied me in high school has made an effort as an adult woman to reach out to me and apologize for the stuff that they did to me in high school. I ran into one of the girls that bullied me at a pub a while ago, and she pulled me aside and she cried for an hour and was, like, begging me to forgive her. And I was just like, gave her a hug and I said, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Like, I don't think about it anymore. Like, don't let it weigh you down. And she was like, I was so awful to you. Oh my God. La, 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 la. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But like, that's like maturity, right? Because teenage girls are awful. I will say that teenage girls are awful. But Taylor Swift and her little cronies, still, you know what I mean? They seem to be like developmentally like stuck in that high school mentality, right? That we grow out of as women. We grow out of that. But they don't seem to have grown out of that. And she appeals to that base. And the fact that she has so many fans suggests to me that there are a lot of women that haven't developmentally progressed psychologically past that mean high school girl thing. And you run into these women, you run into them in the workplace, you run into them in these like places, and I've been bullied in the workplace because like there's women like this that are still acting like they're in high school, and it's like, it's so awful. Her songs are stuck in that mentality. Yeah, I only know like 2 of her songs, so. Your family friends are Swifties and they seem fine. Well, I'm sure there's some girls that probably just like her music, but I mean like the women that are really into it, like they'll go and bully people that Taylor Swift doesn't like or that Taylor Swift wrote a song about. Like, those are the people that I'm talking about. I'm not saying it's her entire fan base. I'm just saying it seems to be like a cultural phenomenon, because these women just have the time to spend online just sending people crazy stuff, right? Like, these people made all these collages of photos that said KYS, like making all these creative photos to like tag someone in. Like, how long do you have to spend like 2 hours on a photoshopped image and post as many of them as you can? And there were like thousands and thousands and thousands of women engaged in like this bullying campaign, Delta. Like, if you just like Taylor Swift's music, you know, having shit tasting music isn't a crime. You know, I don't have a problem with people having shit tasting music. It looks like Big Machine was worth just under 5 mil USD when they signed Taylor in 2005. So you're guessing his investment was around 140,000 USD to get 3%, or about 200,000 Australian dollars in 2025 when the exchange rate was. Okay, I got you. Well, that's still a significant amount of money. And I wasn't that far off, I feel like. I mean, my parents don't have $140,000 worth of anything. Maybe their house. Like, if your parents have that much to invest in a company, then yeah, you're definitely doing all right. All right, let's see what happened with Bondi on the weekend.
Of pro-Palestinian demonstrators, including a group called Jews Against the Occupation. They organised a paddle out on surfboards at Bondi Beach against Israel's military actions in Gaza. Now, a counter-protest was then organised involving some pro-Israel groups. Police knew that this paddle out was going to happen, and there was a heavy police presence there on scene. But despite all those officers being there to form a bit of a barrier, things did go off the rails. There were some pushing and shoving. There was a few scuffles and quite a lot of yelling. Now, in some of the videos that have been posted online, people can be heard calling to some of the pro-Palestinians saying, go back to Lukrembo. Things like, we don't come to Lukrembo, don't come to Bondi.
Lukrembo's the only suburb that they know, and they only know Lukrembo because of the Cronulla riots. And I bet you they all go eat El Janas on the weekend. Fuck off. Fuck off. Go back to Lukrembo. I'm not from Lukrembo, dickhead. I'm from Granville. Come and fight me. Come and fight me. Sorry, I hate rich people. I hate them so much.
Other people appear to be yelling, off the beach, off the beach. Now, Bondi is, of course, a place with a very strong and proud Jewish community, and some of the counter-protesters said that they believed for the pro-Palestinian demonstrators to come to Bondi, they believed that was deliberately provocative. But I guess the pro-Palestinian demonstrators pointed out that they have a right to be there on the beach, and they said that a beach, particularly one like Bondi...
You don't own Sydney. Like I said the other day, if you develop a spice tolerance and you want to come to Western Sydney to eat some actual proper food, we're not going to tell you to go back to Bondi. I mean, I will, because I'm a bitch and I don't like you. But, you know, the average person in Western Sydney is pretty freaking friendly. They'll probably tell you where to go. They'll probably, like, tell you where to get the most bang for your buck, even though you don't need that because you're, like, rich. People in Western Sydney are very friendly, and you don't own the beach. Can't take 5 steps without tripping over a pommy backpacker. Yeah, it is full of backpackers. It's really gross. It's full of backpackers, wankers, and rich people. And just go to Coogee. Don't even go to Bondi. Just go to Coogee. I know it's like easier by public transport. You know, get off at Bondi Junction train station, catch the bus, but like... Just go to Coogee. Just hop straight on the bus at Sydney, in the Sydney CBD, and go straight to Coogee. Don't even bother with this. Seriously, gross.
belongs to the whole community. The New South Wales Premier Chris Minns has condemned the scenes that we saw at Bondi yesterday. He says the whole reason that people come to live in Australia is to be free from political violence, and he says that those sorts of...
I bet you most of the people there weren't even from Lukrembo. They don't even know the demographics. If I were to guess, I would say most of those people were from like Bankstown or like near where I'm from, maybe like Granville, Maryland, Guildford, which is still pretty close to Bankstown, to be honest. They only know that like, because they literally, these people, the furthest west they've ever been in Sydney is the University of Sydney, which is like in the city. It's in the CBD. That's the furthest west they've ever been, and the only suburb they know because of the Cronulla riots is Lukrembo. So that's why they said go back to Lukrembo. What a bunch of flogs.
Scenes are exactly the last thing that Sydney needs right now.
There is no place for anybody assaulting another person because of their political views, and the police are going to confront it wherever and whenever they see it. And we've been very clear about laws and rules that are in place to keep the public safe. Yes, you've got a right to protest, but you don't have a right to infringe on someone else's liberty, to destroy their day, or even in the...
Hey, Hen Pie Summer. Good to see you. Oh, we're gonna watch a video about Iran after this, so what's going on? Good evening.
Worst case scenario, to assault another person. We have to stand against it.
And the local federal MP, Allegra Spender, says she was saddened by what she saw on the beach yesterday, but she pointed out most people were peaceful. She does say, though, that for the sake of community cohesion, it's best if those protests and counter-protests happen in different locations.
We have an extended interview with an Iran official after diplomatic fallout with Australia. Let's see. 60 minutes. Min's taking any option to bash Western Sydney. He'd have to be really freaking careful because it's a very big voting block. If you lose Western Sydney as a Labor Premier, you are not getting elected. You misheard Hen Pie for a second and it gave you whiplash. Yeah, I have to be careful to say P instead of T. I did almost say the other word. And what is Iran up to? Well, I think that TLDR is basically, they're like, we didn't do anything, we didn't engage in any like weird psyops or like terroristic activity in Australia. It's a Mossad trick. I think that's what what is being implied, but we'll watch it. We'll see what happens.
AE, thank you so much for joining 60 Minutes Australia. First of all, what is the Iranian government's response?
It wasn't Empire first. Oh, naughty. That's very naughty.
To the expulsion of the Iranian ambassador, Ahmad Sadeghi?
It's regrettable. We think what the Australian government did was unjustified, because we as Iran, we value our relationship with Australia. From 1968, when we first established our diplomatic relation with Australia, so far we have managed to have a respectful relation with Australia. And I think Australians have good reputation in Iranian public. So it came all as a surprise to see that the Australian government decided to cut down our diplomatic relations.
So what explanation was your government given for the expulsion?
They told us that because they found Iran involved in a so-called anti-Semitic operation against Jews in Australia, so they decided to cut down our relation. They made it clear that
Okay, so we just saw the way that people in Bondi behave. And I know Iranian people aren't Arabic, but we did see the way that people in Bondi responded to people who happen to be of Arab descent, clearly are Australian, because the lady they were insulting had the thickest Australian accent. Obviously, she's Australian. She's just as Australian as them. But my point is... My point is, do you think that perhaps some people that live in Bondi that are dual citizens, say perhaps maybe with a country in Israel, given how they feel about brown people, do you think maybe if, say for example, you were going to stage some type of false flag anti-Semitic attack, just, you know, we're just speculating here. These are just all hypotheticals, obviously not related to anything, not even the video that we're currently watching. But let's just, you know, let's just let our imaginations run wild for a second, play the hypothetical game. Do you think that some of those people, given how they don't consider a good proportion of Australia's population to be Australian due to ethnic background, do you think perhaps that they could be persuaded by their religious homeland to engage in some type of false flag attack, framing a country that has is an existential threat to their theocratic homeland, to their religious homeland? We're just throwing it out there. We're just throwing it out there. But food for thought, guys.
it had nothing to do with our embassy or the ambassador, but still they leveled this accusation against Iran, which we said very clearly that it was baseless and absurd to accuse Iran of anti-Semitic.
This is the first time since World War II that Australia has expelled an ambassador. The Australian government clearly doesn't do that lightly.
Yeah, we understand that it was the first time that the Australian government acted as such. That's why we think it was completely unjustified, because, as I said, anti-Semitism has nothing to do in our culture, history.
Thank you for following WHG. Hang on, I gotta put some Vaseline on my lips. They're so dry. Help me. Oh, my cat was under the table and I accidentally kicked her. Now I'm in trouble. RB. Okay, we are back. They did it in Iraq. They did it in Korea. They did it in Vietnam. Alright, poor little Nori. Poor little Nori. Although she did bite me this morning, so you know. All evens out in the end. She bit me because I didn't lift up the covers fast enough to let her in for a cuddle, and she got mad, so she bit me. Even though I'd literally been cuddling with her all night. She's so neurotic.
Religion, no one can believe in Iran that this accusation has any basis in reality. It is simply a fabrication. We have our analysis why the Australian government decided to level such accusation against Iran.
Okay, what is your analysis then?
You see, I think it is not a coincidence that less than 10 days after Benjamin Netanyahu's scathing letter to Prime Minister Albanese and giving him a sort of ultimatum to do something against anti-Semitism, the Australian government decided to cut down diplomatic relations with Iran. And we all know that the Australian public was outraged at the genocide in Palestine. For the past months, the Australian people poured into the streets of Melbourne, Sydney, and other cities to protest against atrocities in Palestinian territories. And of course, the Israeli government didn't like that. So
Based Iranian diplomat. We agree with you.
You know, they accused
Hey, Dango.
Prime Minister of Australia of weakness, and then gave him an ultimatum until, I think, 23rd September to do something on anti-Semitism. And I think some people, perhaps in the Australian government, decided to find the easiest way to please or appease Benjamin Netanyahu by accusing Iran of anti-Semitism.
Well, let's turn to the central allegations against Tehran, your government. Australian intelligence agencies say that they have credible evidence that Iran is behind the funding and orchestration of two violent acts of anti-Semitism, arson attacks on the Adas Israel synagogue in Melbourne and a kosher restaurant in Sydney. Is this true?
This is absurd. Secondly, I think this is the same ASIO that in 2003 tried to fabricate similar information, similar data in order to substantiate the allegations of weapons of mass destruction.
Mass destruction. Thank you. WMDs every day, all day. Yeah. Like, we can trust these people. They will falsify whatever they have to justify the actions, right? They come up with a plan of action first and then, you know, fabricate the evidence to justify it later. And then they wait until enough time has elapsed and they don't think people care about it anymore and people aren't gonna riot. And then they're like, oh yeah, turns out it was wrong. Yeah, turns out that was all fake. Oh well, just 1 million dead Iraqis. Whoops-a-daisy. You know, and a bunch of kids from mostly working class families that were, you know, financially coerced into joining the forces that had to go and you know, fight in these wars, who had to do horrific things and now like are living with the psychological effects of that. So it's just bad for everybody. Disgusting behavior.
Iraq, because they wanted to push Australia into the war by the United States against Iraq. And everyone knows now that the accusation of WMD in Iraq was simply baseless and untrue.
Well, you mentioned intelligence agencies in Australia. I'm told that they have forensically analysed the money trail between Australia and traced it right back to Tehran and to key figures, some figures in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Then show us. Then show us. You've already taken the most extreme step you can, which is expelling. By the way, tell me what you think is morally more egregious. Tell me what you think is morally more egregious. Graffitiing and whatever they did to the restaurant and the synagogue, or committing a genocide. So we don't expel Israel over starving a population, committing a genocide, and what will be the eventual annexation of Gaza, because that's where this is all heading. We don't expel diplomatic staff over that. But, oh no, the kosher restaurant in Bondi. Oh no, I can't get my bagel with schmear or whatever Jewish people eat. I don't know, matzo ball soup. Mostly I see them just relabeling like Lebanese and like Palestinian food and calling it Israeli. Because I saw a recipe for an Israeli salad and it was literally the same salad that all of my Leb friends make. And I was like, that's a fucking Lebanese salad. Don't fucking piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, cunt. An Australian aid worker was literally killed in crickets. Anthony Albanese did make a statement about it, if it's the same lady that I'm thinking about. But yeah, it's just all so fucked up. But if we are going to be expelling diplomats over anything, it should be and what about I lost my train of thought now. Am I referring to food guesser? No, I'm just referring to like Israeli people, publishing recipes or putting videos on YouTube saying, here it is how to make an Israeli salad. And it's literally just like Lebanese and Palestinian food. And they've just like stolen it because they don't have a culture. Or claiming sushi as a Tel Aviv roll. Yeah, that made me lose my shit. Yeah, but my point is, like, let's just say for argument's sake that Iran is involved in this, which I don't think they are. Show us the money trail if it's true. Let independent financial forensic experts go over the papers. If it's all real, and you've already taken the most extreme action you can, what's the harm in letting third people verify? Because we have reasons not to trust. There's so much Israeli and so much Jewish money in Australian politics that we can't take anybody at face value, unfortunately. We can't even trust the AFP, we can't trust ACES, we can't trust ASIO, we can't trust any of these people. We need to have it verified by independent parties. I don't trust anyone.
What do you say to that?
They have provided no evidence of such accusation, and we have categorically denied this accusation. And by the way, please bear in mind that Mossad was cooperating with ASIO. And it's like consulting with Jeffrey Epstein on finding traces of human trafficking. So consulting with Mossad and Iran, everyone knows that Mossad is trying to fabricate information against Iran, tries to adversely affect our diplomatic relations with our partners, with our friends, with other countries. So this is another evidence that this has been a sort of false flag operation, perhaps orchestrated by the Israeli spy agency.
I'm kind of inclined to agree. Our Iranian friend in the chat says, yeah, so the IRGC is fucked, but sadly they are not dumb. Yeah, I don't think they're that dumb to just go, here's a paper trail to our money. It's almost like maybe Mossad created a paper trail to the money. I'm not saying that they did. Don't come for me, YouTube or Twitch or anyone. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you did want to make it look authentic, wouldn't you find a very... Because he basically just said, like, do you not think that, like Iran would know how to cover their asses? like even low-level criminals that like scam pensioners out of like their superannuation or whatever. Even they know how to hide their tracks. It's incredibly hard now for people to recover funds that have been lost in scams, right? Like if these like low-level people, scammers know how to, surely there's people in Iran that would know how to do that, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Simply in order to divert attention from the main issue in our region and globally. The main issue in our region is the genocide that has been going on for the past 2 years. And the fact that even Australians, that side of the world, are so infuriated that they decided to protest and to demand the stopping of this atrocious genocide means that the Israeli government has tried simply to find, as I said, the easiest solution by diverting attention from the very atrocities that are going on in our region.
You deny Iran's responsibility. Do you at least denounce the attacks, these attacks of...
Has the ICC or the International Court of Justice ever been useful? I mean, not in any recent memory. I mean, like 1 million people died in Iraq, and has George W. Bush, has John Howard, has Tony Blair, are any of them going to face justice? No, like that's 1 million dead people. That's 1 million dead, mostly civilians. How is that not a war crime? How is that not? If it serves the US, then yeah, it does seem to be used as a cudgel by America. They don't abide by international law ever, but they're more than happy for their enemies to have to face international justice. That's more than Hiroshima and Nagasaki are both. Oh, it's way more than Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Let me check on the numbers because I don't know them off my head. But in 1945, nuclear bombs weren't what they are today, right? We've definitely come a long way. Death tolls. Japan nuclear. The nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki by the US in August 1945 resulted in the total death toll of over 170,000 people by the end of the year, with the numbers often cited in the range of 90,000 to 220,000 depending on the estimate. Yeah, so the US has a veto power in the UN. Yeah, but apparently there are ways to circumvent the Security Council, the permanent members. There are ways to circumvent and send peacekeepers. I think it's Article 7 of the UN Charter allows for potentially the other countries to just bypass it or circumvent it and arrange to send peacekeepers, which I think we should be doing to ensure that aid gets to Gazans. We can't trust the Yanks, and we obviously can't trust the Israelis. At this stage, I think that like starving Palestinians is like some type of fetish for them. Like I actually think they derive some type of weird sexual pleasure from it. They're such freaks.
Anti-Semitism.
As I said, the history of Iran's coexistence with Jews, Christians, Zoroastrians does not need for me or any other official authority to explain. You can come to Tehran and other cities and go to our synagogues without even being monitored because they feel safe here. Please, again, don't forget that we have been at war with Israel. They attacked us. They waged an unprovoked act of aggression against Iranians. Can you imagine that there has been not a single incident of even verbal attacks against any fellow Jews? It means that Iranians have learned through their rich histories to coexist with all other religions. So we categorically deny any such operation. There has been no such things as anti-Semitism in Iranian history, religion, or policy.
You say that Australia has fallen victim to a Mossad plot, but Australia, like the US and Canada, has listed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organisation. In your own words, what is it? What is the work that the IRGC actually does?
The fact that the United States did something against Iran doesn't mean that it is logical, or it is legal, or it is just. The history of hostility of the United States against Iranian people is clear to everyone. What is regrettable is the fact that other countries follow the US path. And again, please, do not forget that this was the same United States that started a war of aggression against Iraq with the accusation of WMD and other countries in the West, unfortunately.
And, you know, we've been going to war for America under false pretenses forever. Vietnam, there was like a forged letter that was presented to Australian Parliament that, you know, got a lot of support to send Australian troops to Vietnam, a lot of whom were conscripted, which is absolutely freaking disgusting. Only rich young men were exempt from going, you know, from being conscripted to going to Vietnam, which is absolutely disgusting. Bay of Tonkin was made up, yeah, but so was the letter that was presented to the Australian Parliament. Yeah, this is just like historically, I don't know, I don't buy it. If they did it then, they will do it. Doing it now. They're still doing it. It's obviously effective. Why would they stop using tactics that have historically always worked? And look, like, a lot of people aren't going to believe Iran, you know, they don't have the greatest PR, unfortunately. America is one of the most evil nations that's ever existed in the history of humanity. But Hollywood is a hell of a PR machine to have, right? You know, go Bells and freaking Edward Bernays, you know, would shed a tear if they could see how it was progressing. See you, Joey. Good to see you again. We missed you.
Followed suit. So it doesn't mean that because the United States said something, it is true or just.
Now, you've not answered the question, though. What is it, in your own words, that the IRGC actually does, given that international agencies believe that the IRGC is responsible for up to 200 attacks since 1980?
Who made that claim?
There are
when you say international agencies, I think you are referring to intelligence, the United States intelligence agencies or Mossad or others. And I'm telling you that we have been at war with the Israeli regime. The United States acts of hostilities against Iran has a long history dating back even to 1953, when the United States and UK orchestrated a coup d'etat against our nationally elected government. So the IRGC is part of our official armed forces. They have been strong enough to defend against our territorial integrity, against our national sovereignty, and against our national dignity. So IRGC is part of Iran's official armed forces, responsible for defending Iran's territory and people against any enemy.
Well, you ask who says this. These attacks have been reported in Africa, Europe, Asia, and in Britain alone, there has been a sharp rise, up to 20. Britain alone says it's foiled more than 20 attacks by Iran in just the past 3 years.
As I said, it's simply untrue. You see, this is a campaign of disinformation and misinformation that has been propagated by the United States and Israel against Iranians. This is part of Iranophobia because they know that IRGC is a strong force against Iran's enemies.
It's being reported in Australia by authorities that the Iranian diaspora here in Australia is regularly being watched and harassed. Is this also untrue?
We have a large Iranian-Australian community in Australia. We regard them as our dear fellow Iranians. And again, by the way, they are adversely affected by cutting down of our diplomatic relations because the consular support and services that should regularly be provided to our fellow citizens abroad would be somehow disrupted by Australian government's decision to cut down diplomatic relations.
If it's not the Iranian...
It more than likely is by video link because obviously no Iranian officials are allowed on Australian soil. It would be incredibly perilous for an Australian journalist to be in Iran at the moment, unless this guy's already in Iran, which it seems unlikely. I think like we called back all of everybody from Tehran. 100% would probably strongly suggest that all journalists get out of there, so... Yeah, it would make sense that it's they're probably trying to do their best to make it look like it's a face-to-face interview, but yeah, I don't see how they would really be able to facilitate like a in-person face-to-face. It doesn't. Probably on Teams. Fuck Teams, Delta. Teams is the fucking bane of my existence. Ever since COVID, oh my god.
Government who is doing it.
As I said, we categorically deny any such report, any such allegation of Iran doing surveillance or monitoring on our citizens in Australia. That's untrue.
Iran has vowed reciprocal action in response to the expulsion of the ambassador. What does that look like?
We have made it clear that we didn't welcome cutting down of our diplomatic relations with Australia. We have had a respectful diplomatic relation with Australia from 1960, although there has been many cases of unjust treatment by Australian government, and I can give you some examples. But still, we valued our diplomatic relation with Australia as we did with other countries because it is our duty as diplomats, as Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to try to engage with other countries, to promote friendly relations between our peoples. So people-to-people relations are very important for us. We didn't welcome cutting down of our diplomatic relations, but we had to reciprocate. We didn't close Australian embassy in Tehran, and still we welcome revisiting of this decision by Australia for the reasons I just mentioned.
What assurances can you give to the 2,000 to 4,000 Australians in Iran at the moment? Are they safe?
Of course they are. They are our citizens.
What of the up to 2 Australians who are in Iranian jails? What guarantees can you give for their safety?
Everyone who commits a crime or does any wrongdoing, as is the case in your country, in other countries, they should be tried before courts of law. There should be no discrimination on the basis of religion, nationality, or any other differences. So everyone who is accused of committing any crime is being prosecuted, is being tried in accordance with the rules of law.
You say that Australia acted under the influence of Mossad, the Israeli government, the United States. Regardless of that point, are you worried that Iran is becoming increasingly isolated?
Not really. Not because one or
I mean, I can't remember a time when Iran hasn't been isolated. Honestly, they've always been painted as like some type of boogeyman in, you know, that region of the world, something to be scared of. Like it's, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of feels like business as usual. Anyway, what do you think? I don't think that Iran, personally, my personal opinion, based on, you know, my female intuition, okay, YouTube and Twitch and whoever else, this is just based on my, you know, my feminine my feminine lady powers. I just don't see how it's advantageous at all for Iran to spray some graffiti on a synagogue and attack a restaurant in Bondi. It doesn't make sense. Hollywood did the Middle East dirty, just like they did with Mexico, Vietnam, and China. Well, yeah, like that's literally their job, though. It's literally their job to paint America as like the best country in the world. You know, incite patriotism in their populace, right? They've been doing it since like what was his name? John Wayne. All of his movies were just basically American propaganda. They've been doing it for ages. Like that's what they do. And then they dehumanize and, you know, portray other countries as being subpar. They even do it with Australia, right? They make Australians seem like we're stupid. Like we all live in like these rural crocodile infested, spider infested, snake infested like places, and we can't talk properly, and we can't say the word no properly, and we can't say razor blades properly, apparently. I don't know, whatever else. Like, and then, you know, and then people think all these stereotypes are true, and, you know, Americans are the only smart ones. All the scientists in the world are Americans. Everything great about the world is America. And people watch all these movies, and whether or not they realize it, they start to internalize it. And that's what like sophisticated propaganda does. This article pandered the person who tried to light the restaurant on fire was paid $4,000 from somebody via Signal. Exactly, God forbid you speak English with an accent. Yeah. But I don't think the American accent, I don't consider it, if we're going to consider any accent as the correct English accent, surely it's actually the English accent. Surely it's the British accent that is considered the correct British accent. It's definitely not America. Sorry, you don't. American English is called simplified English, and British English is called traditional English, and obviously Australian English is a lot closer to British English, so ours is actually more correct. Then we'll put that out there. American English is derivative of British English. Yeah, it's called simplified English, right? Because they've simplified the spellings of words and things like that. Like that's why they drop like the U from the word color, things like that. It's simplified English. It's English for dummies. Their grammar is also incredibly dubious. My favorite things are loving on you, hating on you. That doesn't make sense. Or when they say get off of me, no, get off me. Or they say off instead of from. Oh, I got blah, blah, I got my pen off of blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you got your pen from blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sorry, but like if people are going to make fun of the way I talk, I went to the worst funded public schools in the country. And I don't know. I can string together a sentence. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that fucking hard. And I'm not scared. I'm not scared of spiders like a little bitch. So there you go. Continue with Apple, continue with Google. I don't want to dox myself. Can you give me the... Yeah, I'm too scared to try and open that. Anyway. All right. It was an offer of easy money from the man, a 32-year-old Australian who appeared to enjoy flashy accessories like a pink Gucci cap. See, it's always the kids that want the Gucci. Yuck. Gucci is so gauche. Gucci cap and diamond-ringed Rolex. Even a 16-year-old could do the job, he would later say. Torture business near Bondi in Sydney and pocket 4,000 Australian dollars. About 2,500 American, I assume? Sorry to go on that rant, but like, Americans making fun of the way Australians talk? Excuse me, how very dare you? About a year after the war began, Syed Musawi was planning an attack on a Jewish business in Sydney, court documents say. A cell phone store manager, so a mobile phone, we don't say cell phone, a mobile phone store manager and a member of an outlawed biker gang. He communicated with associates via the Signal app, using the moniker James Bond, according to the charging documents in the criminal case. The authorities have not laid out evidence connecting Mr. Musawi to Iran, but they said it was not a conclusion they reached lightly. I don't think they have evidence. I think they have zero evidence other than Mossad told them and they want to appease Israel. I don't care what a bunch of child murdering dickheads have to say about anything. I have zero interest in appeasing Israel. And if the Jewish people that live in Australia love Israel so much and care about Israel so much and want to, like, are you Australian or are you Israeli? Because if you want to be Israeli, you have a right to return. Apparently, it was promised to you 4,000 years ago. So you can hop on a plane and you can go live there. You can make a choice. Are you Australian or are you Israeli? Because my parents were born overseas. I'm Australian. I am loyal to this country. But if you want to serve, you can't serve two masters. You got to choose. You got to choose. All right, let's get into some gossip. Gossip. Apparently, a soapy star. I don't know which one. Neighbours got cancelled again, right? It got cancelled and then it came back and then it got cancelled again. I wonder what Soapy is from. Where are you from? I must know. All right, let's watch some goss. Let's watch some gossip. Soapy star jailed again over threats to kill. But what soap opera was he on? I have to know. I have to know.
A former soapy star is behind bars tonight after threatening to kill a woman he had previously attacked. Actor Orpheus Pledger will now...
His name is Orpheus. That means either his parents are weird hippies or they're really, really rich. Because people that call their kids like names from Greek mythology are typically like either really, really rich or really, really weird. Orpheus. Orpheus went down to Hades without his lyre again, I guess. His lyre? That's what it's called. Whatever that little harp thing that Orpheus had. I don't know. Look, I went to public school. I'm doing my best.
Now serve up to a year in jail after thumbing his nose at multiple court orders.
In a case of art imitating life, the law has come down hard on former Home and Away star.
Oh no, it's Home and Away. Home and Away's still on, right? It's still going, I think.
Orpheus Pledger, who is tonight behind bars, jailed for breaching a community corrections order imposed last November after this violent and unprovoked attack. He dragged a woman to the ground by her hair.
Oh my God, what a psycho. Lock him up forever. He must have money, otherwise he'd be serving a longer sentence. The fact that he's out and able to violate, like, yeah, this is violent. This is violent stuff. This guy's a freaking mental patient.
and stomped on her head.
He wouldn't do that to a man that was strong enough to fight back. What a freaking coward. What a fucking small doodled loser. You have a small willy, Orpheus. The real Orpheus went to Hades to get, what was her name? Eurydice? His wife, Eurydice. He went into hell to retrieve his wife. And you bash women. You shouldn't be called Orpheus. You don't deserve that name. Because the real Orpheus literally went to hell to save his wife. Disgusting behaviour.
Behaviour described by Judge Michael Tinney as serious criminal offending on a completely helpless victim. After serving 97 days in pre-sentence detention, the 32-year-old was released on a 2-year court order. But today the judge told the defence, "The order has been a failure, Mr Thomas. Your client has kept using drugs he knows he has." Defence barrister Scott Thomas acknowledged his client's methamphetamine abuse and his admission he'd breached court orders by returning to the victim's house after telling his mental health workers he was going to kill her. The judge rejected pleas for leniency, declaring, "I have a disturbing chronology of offending and a disturbing chronology of non-compliance." The judge told the court he was left with no choice but to jail Pledger, cancelling his community corrections order and sentencing the fallen actor to a year behind bars with a non-parole period of 6 months. Christy Mayer, 7 News.
It sounds like drug-induced psychosis, honestly. It sounds like drug-induced psychosis. It sounds like he can't. Yeah, it sounds like he needs to be on antipsychotics. He's obviously engaged with the mental health system. He's not engaged with them for no reason. Some people develop schizophrenia and things like that. It seems like he's so fixated with, like, what are we confused by? What are we confused by, Delta? I don't know. There's a bit of lag, so I don't know what thing you're confused by. No. You can say you're really tired. Yeah. I'm tired all the time, Delta. That's why I'm always confused. Well, I figured you weren't tired. I don't know though. Could be into that. We'll never know. So the UK police arrested this cute little blind man who's such a cute sweetie man, and we love him. They arrested a blind man for being at a pro-Palestinian demonstration. They're arresting cute blind man, and he looks like such a sweetie, and 10 out of 10, I would be his surrogate granddaughter and have a cup of tea with him. He seems like a delightful fella. Look at this beautiful man. Look at him. They're arresting him because he's a sweetie. And his sweetness makes them realize how evil they are and they can't handle it. How sweet he is makes them, makes them like see their evilness and get angry. Stupid cops. Stupid cops. Don't arrest this beautiful man. He literally has no eyes and he's in a wheelchair and they're wheeling him off. Like, wow, tough dudes, tough dudes. At least everyone will be nice to him in jail. Even like the toughest criminals will like probably help him chop up his food and stuff. Because he's a nice boy. He's a nice man. Let's have a look at Desi Freeman. What's going on? Not much. Haven't caught him yet.
There's been a dramatic raid in the high country this afternoon as Desi Freeman remains on the run 2 weeks after that deadly police shooting. Cassie Zervos is with us now. Cassie, elite police teams are searching more properties.
They have been, Mike, and on day 14 of the search for Desi Freeman, police have put up this mobile surveillance camera behind me on a hill that overlooks the valley and straight into the alleged gunman's home that allows police to have 24-hour access on the comings and goings of that address. Now, today we saw members from the Critical Incident Response Team carry out a raid on the outskirts of Myrtleford. We saw them with their guns drawn and the canine unit by their side. But before they entered the property, we saw police put up a drone just to make sure the area was safe before entering. We have been seeing police do these tactics for the past 2 weeks now. They have been responding to hundreds of tip-offs and, of course, have been searching homes, areas and bushland on the outskirts of Popunka and Bright too. Take a listen.
He was a bit of a town legend. He liked collecting things. It's probably about 60 odd cars in that yard over there, mainly all rusted out.
He's listening to Britney Spears. Did you hear that? This old dude's like into Britney. He's like, I had you drive me crazy, but it feels alright. I don't know. I just wouldn't expect this man to be It's Britney bitch fan, but apparently he is a lover of Britney Spears. Going back to the last video, you're not sure if you would know, but if someone who's blind goes to jail, do they like get a carer? Not necessarily. I mean, he might just be going, I don't think he would necessarily be going to jail. They might arrest him and press charges and process him and then send him home, or they might even give him a warning. Like, we don't know, we don't even necessarily know that he would be charged with something. And given that it's a non-violent offending, I don't necessarily think they would keep him under remand. They would probably do bail or something like that. So I don't think this guy's going to end up in jail, for what it's worth. Yeah. With this type of non-violent offending, typically bail would be set, or he would be processed and told to come back to the police station at a later date, right? More than likely, I would say it's a warning. Or a fine, even could end up just being a fine, but they're definitely not going to like throw him in jail tonight. So
there's a lot of stuff there.
Since the deadly ambush 2 weeks ago now, Mike, 450 police officers from Victoria, South Australia and New South Wales have been working tirelessly to bring this man to justice. And I have been able to confirm with Victoria Police today that there's no plans to scale this search back until Desi Freeman is caught. Mike.
Our Chief Crime Reporter, Cassie Zervos. Cassie, thank you.
Thank you, Cassie Servos. I would call her Cassie Servos. Hey, Cass, go down to the servo. Oh, I need a farmer's union ice coffee and a 4 and 20 pie. Get on your bike, love. Off you go. Oh, this is another story about people being mean to the disabled. Delta's been recommending me stories, and I have been actually doing show prep. So look at me. I'm evolving as a person. I am growing. This made me so sad, especially because black Labradors are one of my favorite dog breeds. I love black labs. They're so fucking cute. How could you, dude, if I was an Uber driver and I had the chance for a Labrador to come in my car, I would volunteer to be that guy's Uber driver every single fucking time. Okay, every single fucking time. I'd be like, no, get him in my car. Actually, you might have to stop me from kidnapping your dog because it's so cute. Obviously, I would never kidnap a guide dog, but I do like them. It makes me sad when I see guide dogs sometimes because I know they're working and I can't pat them. And I look at them and I have to squeeze my hands together and go, no, Panda, you can't pat them because they're working and you'll distract them. And I'm like, but they're so cute. I really want to. And I like have to have like this inner turmoil, this argument within myself because it's like, but why do guide dogs have to be so cute? Because I want to cuddle them and I want to pat them and I want to kiss them, but I can't. And it's It's a very hard thing. It's a very hard thing to reconcile for me. All right. Back to the story. Paralympian Jeremy McClure refused multiple Uber rides with guide dog. Jeremy McClure is a triathlete, long-distance swimmer, and 4-time Paralympian. But getting a rideshare with his guide dog Nina, her name's Nina, has proved one of his biggest challenges. Due to a hereditary condition that developed when he was a teenager, Mr. McClure now has only 2% of his regular vision. Do you know how hard it is for me to not say, I'm Troy McClure? You might remember me from previous videos such as... Get confidence, stupid. Anyway, I ended up doing it anyway. So in the end, I exercised no self-control. 2 weeks ago, what should have been a simple trip from his home to Rockingham Station so he could visit his parents in Perth turned into a 2-hour nightmare that only ended when police got involved. The first 2 Ubers Mr. McClure ordered immediately cancelled the trips when they pulled up and saw Nina, saying he could have booked an Uber Pet, a service for transporting animals. I said, mate, she's not a pet, she's a guide dog. And he said, sorry, I'm cancelling your ride. But put the window up and sped off, Mr. McClure told Nadia Mitsopoulos, I think that's Greek, on ABC Radio Perth. Then the second one, exactly the same situation. Guide dogs are not pets. Under the Federal Disability Discrimination Act, it is unlawful to deny entry or service to somebody with a disability because they are accompanied by a guide dog, and the only exceptions are places like operating theatres. The third time Mr. McClure ordered an Uber, he asked the driver to come up close to his front door, explaining that he was vision impaired. When the car arrived, he said he quickly threw his bags on the back seat before hopping in the front seat with Nina before the driver could drive off. He says, no, sorry, you didn't book Uber Pet. I said, hold on, I've already gone through this twice. I'm going to tell you the situation first. I'll explain what she is. I asked him, do you know what a guide dog is? Do you know what discrimination is? And not once could he actually answer that. I explained, they go into hospitals, shopping centres, restaurants. They're not a pet. After he refused to get out of the vehicle, the driver took him to the local police station, while Mr. McClure phoned his parents, who also phoned local police on his behalf. Mind you, that was really uncomfortable for me, he said. But there will be people out there that would just get out and they wouldn't be able to catch any car, so I stood my ground. Look at the babies! Yellow labs and black labs. While sitting in the car outside the police station, Mr. McClure received a phone call from a police officer who intervened on his behalf and spoke to the driver on speakerphone. I'm not going to use the exact words, but in a polite way, he said, you take Jeremy right now to the station, and I don't want any silly business. And the driver said yes. 2 hours later than planned, Mr. McClure made it to Perth. Was still not well understood. Later that night, Mr. McClure noticed his Uber account had been temporarily suspended. When he contacted Uber, he said he was told a driver had made a complaint about him, alleging physical and sexual abuse. How is that? That's so fucking disgusting. That's such a fucking disgusting thing to do to a blind man because you were made to uphold your... Yeah, the Uber driver accused him of physical and sexual abuse to get his account banned, all because he was forced to actually do his job and not discriminate against somebody that has a guide dog. Absolutely disgusting behavior. The account was reactivated, but he said he had 2 more experiences where drivers objected to his guide dog. Well, Uber needs to put out a memo to all its drivers saying, hey, dickheads, you can't do this. If you want to do this, you can't drive for us. But yeah, this is why I always get taxis, right? This is why I don't trust Uber. I don't trust random people driving me around. I feel too unsafe as a woman. I want to know that everything is like fully regulated. And I know Ubers are supposed to have a little bit more regulation now, but I still don't trust them. I don't. I'll always get a taxi every single fucking time. in statement, an Uber spokesperson said the company expected all drivers to comply with laws regarding people with disabilities, including providing services to people with guide dogs. Drivers receive training upon sign up, as well as ongoing education to reinforce these responsibilities. If a driver refuses service, they must pass a knowledge check with 100% success to regain access to the platform. Anyway, that's about it. Is there anything besides Uber in Australia? Yeah, we have taxis. And there's a few other ride share apps as well, I think. But yeah, I refuse to use them. I feel really unsafe as a woman using Uber. Honestly, I don't trust it. You mean private hire? Yeah, you can hire like a rental car that you drive, and I think you can probably hire like a private driver as well. Those like rich people definitely have like private drivers. Anyway, let's play some freaking Scrandle because that was infuriating. Imagine that. Imagine how petty you would have to be as the Uber driver to be so mad that you had to have the world's cutest dog in your car and that the cops told you to do your job, that you tell Uber that this blind man and his beautiful dog like sexually and physically assaulted you. What the F? Dude, there's so many psychos out there. Like, what? You know a limo place near work you can get a deal? A tub of insects for 45 cents or a curry goat? Curry goat. I'm not eating the bugs. Although I did eat bugs when I was in Vietnam one time. They weren't actually that bad. I don't know how to pronounce this. Coxinhas? Some Brazilian food. Shredded chicken in fried batter and beers, or yakitori. Oh, yakitori is so good. Yakitori. Argentinian barbecue. Oh, that's probably good. Or loaded fries with chili con carne and cheese. Ooh. I don't know. I mean, I assume they're probably good. I assume they're probably both delicious. Decisions. You know what? I'm going to go for the barbecue. Just because, you know, I need my iron as a woman. Looks like wet grass. I think that's that chimichurri stuff. And it's on top of chips, and it looks like there's chorizo and like more stuff over here. Well, you were all right and I was wrong. Cheesy chips or something in Cyprus, I assume. So probably like some type of Greek or Turkish food. Koupis, deep fried minced meat and onions, or cheesy chips. Actually, this is probably good. This probably tastes like Turkish food. And I was wrong. Pulled pork chipper or churipan. Go for this. 2 battered sausages with chips and curry sauce for £7, or Tropiro, pork, crackling, fried eggs, and rice. Oh, I would want both of those things, honestly, but I'll probably go for this. Nope, wrong. Wrong! I suck at life today. Man, I gotta wee so bad. As soon as I finish this game, I gotta BRB and go run to the little girl's room and relieve myself. See ya, Dango! Jerk chicken, plantain, and rice. Or olive pizza with 1 olive on it. Oh wait, I have this so you can see it. I forgot I could show it. Tikka naan. Or sausage roll. That looks like a burnt sausage roll, so I'm gonna go for this. dog with bacon, cheese, and a quail egg, or pickled pork? Go for this. Pulled pork burger and hot dog, or katsu chicken curry? Katsu chicken curry. Katsu. Okay. I will be BRB because I'm gonna die. I'm busting. Boo, I am back. I am back. Did you miss me? And that's how women get UTIs, by holding onto their wee for too long. The more you know. Apparently that's how it happens. Rice, noodles, pork, shrimp, garlic, shallots, bean sprouts, scallions, cilantro, or as I like to call it, coriander. Lime, fish sauce, soy sauce, sugar, black pepper, broth. Optional, quail eggs, squid, crab, chives, bok choy, celery, and fried garlic. I want it. I want it in my mouth. This dish is a flavorful noodle soup featuring a harmonious blend of rice noodles, tender slices of meat, and often shrimp or prawns. It's enriched with a clear, savory broth that's been simmered with pork bones and dried squid, garnished with fresh herbs, bean sprouts, fried garlic, and sometimes a quail egg. This dish offers a delightful mix of textures and tastes, perfect for a satisfying meal. Pork and shrimp puts it likely in the Portuguese Southeast Asia. I'm listening. I wonder if we're ever going to get laksa, because apparently a lot of Americans don't know what laksa is. I feel like laksa is like just a normal food court. Like, how many times have you gone to a food court in a shopping center and gotten a laksa? Because I watched this like cosmetic chemist. She does like videos about like beauty stuff. Anyway, she's Australian and she rates things on like how much they burn by how many like hot laxers it is. And all the comments were American saying, what's a laxer? And excuse me, how do you not know what laxer is? Laxer mentioned? Yeah. Laxer is delicious. Australians eat it all the time. Yeah, this has pork in it, so probably leaning more towards the Philippines, but also I've seen a few Thai dishes that have pork in them. And also the Vietnamese love pork, right? What do we always get on our banh mi? We get pork. So it could even be Vietnamese. It does have a lot of like Vietnamese things in it. Like obviously there's coriander, lime, fish sauce, soy sauce, sugar, black pepper. I don't know. I'm going to maybe try Vietnam first and then I might like try the Philippines and places like that. But I'm going to go Vietnam first. Oh, wow. That was such a good guess. I just felt it. I just felt it inside my soul. Rice flour, tapioca flour, pandan juice, brown sugar, white grated coconut. This dish is created by mixing rice flour and tapioca flour with pandan juice, water, and sugar until smooth. This mixture is then poured into small molds and steamed until firm. Once cooled, the treats are removed from the molds and coated with grated coconut before serving. Enjoy the chewy texture and sweet pandan flavor. I don't know, I feel like this might be Southeast Asian. I feel like it's gonna be somewhere around there, maybe. With tapioca, maybe go more east. China? Do you think it's China? It could be China. I mean, China do like these Chinese people do really like these kinds of styles of sweets, I feel like. Should we try China? You don't know, is this Indian cuisine? It could be Indian. It could be Indian. It could be. I actually have no idea. It could be Israeli. Well, everything's Israeli, Delta. They invented everything. They invented every single thing in the history of the world. So, you know, it's just how it goes. This dish was promised to them 3,000 years ago. It was. It's the chosen dessert. Coconut and pandan is the Southeast Asian version of milk and vanilla. Yeah, it might even be available in a few countries, right? It might even be like something that's like multiple countries. You were thinking Thai? It could be Thai. Let's try Thailand. We literally don't have anything else, so we'll try Thailand. It borders Thailand. It borders Thailand. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo. It wants us to go... hang on. Great, you still can't see it. I think it wants us to go... Southwest? Southwest. Malaysia? Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Ice cream, chocolate, cherry, pistachio nuts, candied fruit. I feel like this is going to be Italian. This dish is a layered frozen dessert featuring a harmonious blend of flavors and colors. It typically consists of 3 layers, cherry, pistachio, and either chocolate or vanilla, each offering a vibrant taste profile. Often adorned with nuts, candied fruits, and sometimes whipped cream, it presents a delightful combination of tastes and textures, traditionally molded into a dome shape. It's a sweet indulgence enjoyed. Yeah, it looks like Neapolitan. Help me. I'm gonna go for Italy. I just feel like it's Italian. Oh, wow. I'm cooking with gas tonight, baby. Heating up. We are a genius. We are a genius of gastronomical proportions. Let's play one thing of... Let's play one game of World Guesser. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. One game of World Guesser, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I want to sit on my warm blankie and I want to hopefully have a nice cuddle with my cat. But who knows? Who knows if I'll get nice naughty Nori or naughty Nori? No gym. Oh, I do have to go to the gym tonight. Thank you for reminding me because I was just going to go to bed. No, I do have to go to the gym. I actually really have to. Yeah. Too many times in a row have I been lazy. I gotta get my little bum to the gym. Wow, this looks like a nice neighborhood. In Soviet Russia. Oh. Where's my good friend? Come back here, I love you. Come back here, I love you. Me just chasing cars on World Guesser. Wait, I love you, come back. Belarus? It could be Belarus. It could be. You reckon Russia? My first thought was Russia. We have to find some babushkas. We have to find some babushkas and rate their fits. Then I will know what kind of babushkas there are, because Ukrainian babushkas are different to Russian babushkas. You know, it's like I'm very good with the babushkas. Let's find an old nice babushka. Oh, we should learn what the Russian servos look like so we can always remember. Oh, they got an IMAX. All right, they got civilization. Is that a Westfields? Do they have Westfields? Oh, wait, it's High Point, guys. It's okay, I know where we are. We're at High Point. It's Parramatta. I mean, it kind of is Parramatta. If there weren't so many white people, it would be Parramatta. Where'd the IMAX go? I just want to see a movie. They got Pepsi, they got Peppers. Peppers Cola. I'm just gonna go for Russia. I'm actually... My arm is so tired from scrolling. What? I was 107 kilometers away. There you go. Which way should we go? Looks like there's a town here. Ooh, nice houses. Oh. Consorzio di Tutela. Maybe Italian? Maybe Italy? Oh, there's a flag up here. Yeah, there's an Italian flag. We are in Italy. Italy, baby. We are in Italy. Oh. Thank you, Delta. I did not know how to locate Italy. Now with that description, I will find it. Could this be Tuscany? It kind of looks like Tuscany. Ah, my arm. Being disabled is hard. I can't even use a mouse for a long time because it makes me sore. Wait. Carabinieri. What do we think? Anyone got any inclinations? I can use the arrow keys? Can I? Oh. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. It won't let me go up here. Let me share this whole new world with you. Do you like my singing? I'm so good at it. Move over, Taylor Swift. Perugia, Italy. How do you say that? I know I'm saying it wrong. Where is it? That doesn't help me. Is that north, south, east, west? Where in the soggy wheat bix is it? Somebody help me. I need more soggy wheat bix. Pisa, the leaning tower. Actually, you need less. Huh? You don't know Italy is a long country. Fair enough. Fair enough. It is a long country. I'm gonna say there's some mountains. I'm gonna say here. I don't know, I got nothing. And I was very wrong. Come again. Well, we're in Japan, I think. Oh yeah, baby, look at this. Imagine, look at this, it's so pretty. Can I live there? Oh my goodness. Where should I go? Man, I gotta go to the gym. It's making me go back this way. There's some cranes over here. Even if it's not Kyoto? Okay, let's go for Kyoto. What? Sure, why not? I mean... Osaka style. Nikata. Hang on. I gotta stretch my arm before I die. Why does it hurt so much? Can I go for Niigata? Because I just like saying Niigata. It's near Osaka. Your mum's near Osaka. That's why she always says Osaka style. Banana, 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 nana, boat. Banana, 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 nana, nana. We got some bananas and they are very yummy. We want some bananas in our little tummy. Come and give me some bananas. You can put some rice on the bananas and some fried chicken and some anchovies. Thailand. Yeah, I'm going to look at this shop to see if there's any more information. We're in Thailand. Global House Thailand. Look, there's a website. I'm looking. Lactosoy. Where in Thailand could we be? Is there more information? You don't like the way that I hoon, but I feel the need for speed, Delta. It's not my fault. I was born with the need for speed in my blood. If I don't hoon, who will? Probably lots of people. To be honest. Ooh. It's all in Thai. It feels very south. Well, let's try south. South Thailand. Let's go, baby. Like this far south? Well, let's try here. No, it's pretty far north. That's okay. It's alright. We did what we did. We said what we said. Kiss your ara. Kiss your own ara, excuse me. How dare. Oh, is this like Bolivia or Peru? I feel like this is Bolivia or Peru, right? This looks like very arid, like high altitude desert, which makes me think it's Bolivia, but... See ya, Henpai Summer! Oh, there's a flag. Does anyone know their flags? It won't let me go up there, though. Will it let me go where the flag is? Can anyone else see this flag? It won't let me go up this road. Come on. Nah, it's not gonna let me. Yeah, it looks like it's red and white, but it's a bit hard to tell. Peru? Let's try Peru, because I was gonna go for Bolivia or Peru because they both have like high altitude desert. And they got Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca. Titicaca, Titicaca. Don't caca on my titties, that's disgusting. Sorry, I had to do that. But seriously, don't poo on girls' boobies. They don't like it. I don't know, they might. We have Titty Bong. Titty Bong's pretty good. We did alright. We did alright. Oh my god, guys. I have to go do some stretching. Then I have to go to the gym and do a workout. What a hard life I have. Alright, guys. Go crush some skulls. There's no people at the gym when I go. That's why I go. I go because I don't want people to be there when I go. Because I'm anti-social. And that's how it works in my world. But yeah, I'm gonna go get strong. Got the whole gym for yourself. Yeah, I just don't like being around other people. Alright guys, thank you for so much for hanging out. See you next time. Bye!